shout out to Yvette. She is officially the queen of open houses for Metro. She does better open houses than I've ever done in my whole career. And you just consistently amaze me, and I think you're amazing. And thank you for getting so many of my places sold.
Who else? Judy?
I'd like to thank Broker Bob for sticking up for me and our company against a very crazy woman.
Amen. I'm a witness of that. Yes, thank you, Broker Bob.
I really just asked if it was me.
Why are you so red, Charlie?
She's the daughter of my client.
Oh, she's a crazy lady. Anyone else?
We have seats in the room, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Easy.
I gotta sit right here. The girls talk. Okay, now we get to celebrate birthdays. All of our November birthdays. If it's your birthday this month, please come to the front. Charlie. Charlie. Who's here? No more?
Our young guns.
That's it? Yeah.
Just give me 20 minutes of me.
The icon of the office.
Sal.
Is someone like Sal? Just gonna break the cake, okay? Okay, at the count of three, we're gonna sing happy birthday. No poppers today, sorry guys. Oh, sorry. We partied so hard that I didn't realize we ran out of poppers. Okay, at the count of three, go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Charlie. Happy birthday to you.
Lisa for Charlie.
Are you tricking me?
Okay. Go ahead. Oh.
Charlie, you get a good go.
Yay! He did the song. He did the song. Okay.
Is that like a trick candle, or is it just not going off? No, it's not tricking us for sure.
No, it wasn't. Okay. That was it for birthdays. Moving on. Property pitches. What do we have today?
Oh, I have,
Amy, and then Alicia.
I have a new listing. I posted it on the Facebook page. It's in Spring Valley, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 13 something square feet, I think. We're asking $700. These guys bought it like 4 years ago, and the house was sweet when they bought it. They've lived in it for 4 years really hard. They have 2 big dogs. I know you guys are like, what does that mean? They have 2 dogs. They have a kid. So they just haven't been able to keep the dogs off of everything. So it's feeling tired, even though it was pristine when they bought it. They almost didn't call me because they were embarrassed that they didn't value and honor the space that I helped them find. So they're just super sweet couple. They're moving to Hawaii. I do have an opportunity to open it up tomorrow for a couple of hours. You can call your people. Otherwise, we're going to put it on the market in about a week and a half because they're going to be out of town and they don't have a way to control the dogs while they're on. They have a friend come and babysit. But if you guys have anybody, $700K, it's a really nice space. It just needs a little bit of cleaning up. And I'll be there tomorrow, so just message me, check the Facebook chat because I posted it there.
is it single family?
Single family, Spring Valley, like down Hammershot and just a little bit south. Yeah.
Okay, I have 2 for Sam and Yanni. Going live tomorrow, 2-bed, 2-bath, over 1,200 square feet. It's a manufactured home, all ages. Listed at $264.
In a park or on a lot?
It says waiting on park confirmation, so in a park. There's an extra bonus room and laundry inside, 3 carport. El Cajon. Space rent around $1,200, waiting for confirmation. They do have open house times available, Friday and Saturday for any anybody that wants it, and Sunday. And then another one in Otay Ranch, coming live tomorrow as well. 4-bed, 3-bath, over 1,700 square feet, detached with a side yard, 2-car garage, $789. Also open houses Saturday and Sunday. Any questions? If you want to write their number down, 858-412-0907. Good.
Anybody else? Bridget? I have a condo coming up in North Park on Hamilton. It's a really good neighborhood, really cute complex, and it has a private 1-car garage. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's $650. It does need some work. We just had the hardwood floors refinished, so it looks really good. But it does need some love in the kitchens and the bathrooms, and probably could use some new paint. That one will be available for open houses. Guys, I've got a couple places sitting on the market right now, and I need open houses done. I know this time of year starts to slow down, but I was just telling Nancy that I may have to start recruiting agents to join our market center just to hold listings.
That would be fine.
So, if you guys are serious about open houses, I have multiple available almost every weekend right now. And I'm already locking in listings for January and February. So, if you're serious about holding open houses, we do have very particular protocol for our listings on open houses. But if you're open to that, I would love to keep it in the Metro family and get more of our contracts sold in here. Okay?
And those are just high standards that we should all hold anyway, so.
You guys are welcome to copy my open house standards for all of your own listings as well. Just reach out to my team and we'll share it with you. Yeah.
Thank you, Bridget.
Anybody else? No?
Okay, next, Mondays with Mark, we have the new name now, right? Thank you guys, thank you to those who voted. And at the same time, we have more options still here. If you guys haven't had a chance, go on Facebook and just comment.
I think he said actually when,
Compliance
Mondays at Markets,
Edge, right?
Compliance Edge, yeah.
And then Alicia or
I can.
So Michelle, she is coaching with BB, and she got a BRBC sign.
oh, that was it.
Oh, Tomas!
Oh, no. Tomas. Tommy got a BRBC sign.
Oh, there he is.
Okay. Okay, Ed, what's that? Come on,
Are you checking to make sure that's you or what?
So who here has ever had a listing and put it on as cash only? Anybody? Shame on you. Both of you. Because you can always do a renovation loan, right? You can always do a renovation loan. There are all sorts of different types of renovation loans, you guys. You do conventional renovation loans, there's FHA renovation loans, there's some for investors out there, there's USDA renovation loans and VA investor loans. Renovation loans. So I just wanted to go over a couple of little nuances with these things. They do take a little bit longer, right? The main difference between that renovation loan is that we need the scope and we need to have some sort of idea as to what you plan on doing, right, to that house. Because we can't order an appraisal without that information. So you have to have like a good general contractor in mind. You have to have someone that you're working with that can provide that information, because once we get that scope, we hand that to the appraiser and then they go and appraise the property as if it was already done. So when they're, like for instance, if you're adding an ADU, if you're converting a garage, if you're adding square footage, if you're redoing the whole interior, right? They're gonna go and look for other comps that are just like that. So they can give you a value that resembles that particular house, right? Not as is, but as if it was already done. So it's really important to understand that it does take an extra couple of weeks, because normally you don't have that contractor just lined up, right? In the back of your hand that's like ready to go at a moment's notice, unless it's your dad. We just recently closed a transaction one of my teammates did. They bought a house, $1 million home with 5% down. right? $1 million home. They put like 50 grand into this purchase. They wound up having a couple months later, about 3 months later, they came back with all their scopes. They already registered for their permits. They were adding about $300,000 worth to the house through a refinance, right? We were able to refinance them with a renovation loan. Everything was paid for in the renovation loan, and the place got appraised for $1.6 million. So all of a sudden, they went from with $50,000, they've got $300,000 in equity, over $300,000 in equity, right? In 6 months, right? So listen, there's all sorts of ways of doing this. If you see a listing out there that says cash only, don't disregard it. Go take a look at it and just keep this in mind, all right? And I'll send out the flyer with all the little specs on the different renovation loans for you guys, so you guys know what you're talking about, all right? Thanks, guys.
What's going on? Sorry.
Judy. Alright, well, I've been working with Judy for a little while on this property, and I just want to give her a special congratulations.
Is that the one with
Did you
the
sell
daughter?
Milford?
Is this the
Yeah.
one that?
It's an escrow, baby. It's an escrow.
The one bedroom.
That's so huge, Judy. Seriously, congratulations.
Thanks, everybody.
What was the sales price?
400,000.
No way.
Wow, nice.
Awesome.
That was good. That was really
And
good.
thank you for all your help.
Of course, anytime.
Is that the one in Northside?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's my first escrow with you guys, by the way.
First of May.
So Jacqueline is going to have a class, a GPS review on this Friday. This is a great little program that she puts on, and will set you up really well for next year, all the business you're going to be doing. So I'd really recommend going to that class. Yeah. Are we going to hold it in here?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would recommend it as well.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I'm gonna do it too. So I'm excited.
It is 9 a.m. early.
Wake up early, y'all.
I thought it was 12 to 2.
Yeah, wait a minute, go back.
Yeah.
That was weird.
No, that's when you need to submit whatever to.
Oh, so the.
otherwise
you can't, It's on a slide, we'll see it in a minute.
So 12 o'clock, but we need your actual draft.
Yeah, come with your draft. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Vivi, you ready for the broker update?
Oh, broker update.
Who's familiar with SB 736?
Yes.
You are?
Well, that's the one for the condos or the one?
No, not that one.
Not the balcony.
No.
No,
So the fire thing?
Oh, is that the defensible space?
No.
No. Is that the getting the third one wrong again?
Are you talking about SB9? But isn't it how many years ago?
So I'm making a pitch for next week's risk management. We're going to be discussing this.
Oh, it's the one to not show houses without getting the BRDC sign.
No.
All right, that's it.
So we're going to be reviewing new laws for 2026 because I know what's going to happen. No one's going to show up in December because we're also going to have a forms release in December. But I want you to come to the December meeting because I have a surprise guest that you're going to really, really have fun. I'm making it a fun meeting, trying to make it a fun. But the Senate bill I just talked about, is it Senate bill or AB? I can't remember. It's the new digital enhancement law.
Oh.
So this kind of got rushed, and it came out, it went through the whole legislature in July. Now it has to be implemented in January, and all the MLSs are scrambling to comply with the law because basically what it's saying is if you digitally enhance a photograph, like add stuff to it or add furniture or get rid of something, you have to put now the picture of what it actually looks like somehow on there. So MLSs are trying to scramble to get that done, but we're going to talk about it next week in depth. This is important. We'll do all the other new laws as well too. So make a big pitch for that to come to that. You'll need to understand this because it kicks off January 1st. And this goes more than just in the MLS. Now they're talking about, well, how do you handle a print ad with this if you've got a digitally enhanced photo? Do you have to put the copy of the original photo in there? So come to that because you'll want to understand it if you're watching online. Come to it next week because you're going to need to know it because you don't want to get a compliance review message from me or Mark where you're doing the wrong thing. Okay? So,
Mark
see ya.
actually talked about it on Monday, so I should.
Yeah, you should.
But I still got it wrong 3 times. 3 times.
That's it, Ashley.
All right.
Where's she hiding? Mona, where are you hiding?
She left.
Oh,
She
way at the back. Oh, there we go. It's okay.
She's here.
So, 90 days from today is February 10th. And it happens to be National Home Warranty Day. It wasn't planned. I literally pulled this together yesterday and went, oh my gosh, and we have Mona in the office. How perfect is that? We had a little bit of Facebook group chatter about home warranty last week. And I'll just tell you guys, I've owned real estate for a long time, and I will always have a home warranty on my house. I know a lot of people say, well, just that first year. Every year, pretty much, some big system they pay for to fix. And I've been with Mona for, I think, almost all of that time. And you said you don't always get it right. By the end, it works out right. I know when we first moved into this house, we bought a new refrigerator, and it went on the fritz pretty quickly. And I think we had 4 repairmen out. And finally, you just bought me a new fridge. But it takes a while sometimes. By the way, how much are new fridges? Yeah. And how much is your home warranty policy?
$87.50.
No, do the math. That same year, by the way, you had to fix our garage door too. So we were really in the positive. Anyway, thanks for staying. and for teaching us and always supporting us. Okay, I think I'm going to keep this slide here pretty consistently going forward because you all have to be reminded that your job is really this. It is. And you have to talk to so many more people now to find the ones that actually can, are ready, willing, and able. You lead generate, just talk to people, educate them, and then serve them. Then you'll earn the income. And it has to be consistent. Okay, these are updated through the end of October. Something else struck me this time around, but what do you see back to 2018? There are seats in here. How many? If you have a seat next to you, raise your hand. 1, 2. There's plenty for you boys. Can you see? You're probably the only one who can see. All right. Just the broad strokes. You could pretend like you like our All right, what do you see?
50% are selling compared to 21 and 22. Well, 22 slowed down, 20. Yeah.
That line is there because I think
That's where
we've just fundamentally changed. Greg was asking me earlier, where are we? Well, compared to last year through the end of October, it's pretty close. Those numbers are really close. And we've actually picked up a little bit of steam. So I think we'll have a really good November and December. So it'll probably end exactly where last year ended. The good news is both last year and this year are better than 2023. So I have people ask me, what?
Getting bad.
I have people ask me all the time, how's the market? And I tell them, it's been a hellacious 3.5 years. It's really, really been a hard 3.5 years. And if you go back 2020, 2022, or this time was so good. When we hit that number, look at that. That really hurt. And yet, then we dropped another 5,000. Oh. So at this point, 3.5 years into this massive shift, I think we've all kind of adjusted. Your personal spending is probably adjusted. Business spending is adjusted because we have a lot less opportunity, a lot less than we did. The withdrawals are way up. I think people are testing the market and pulling off if they can't get what they could get this time last year. Prices have plateaued. They haven't really gone backwards, although the condo market, some of the prices have gone backwards. We'll get there in a minute. All right, yes?
Is expireds also up a lot?
I don't check expireds, I will. I'll pull those together for the last stat of the year. All right, here's our stats. Welcome. We also today just got the regional reports. It's the first time in many years, in a lot of categories, we are ranked second for the Keller Williams offices in our whole region, which is awesome.
Wow.
I mean, you guys are doing a lot of great things. Contracts written up 25% over last October. Do you all feel like October picked up compared to the last?
Yes.
Yeah, thank God, because the last thing I put here, our company dollar for the month of October was 109,000. It was the first time since early May, June, July, August, which were excruciatingly painful, right, Nancy? Those 3 months we didn't. Each individual month we didn't close more than $55,000 in company dollar, and our monthly expenses are just right at about 100,000. So that felt much better. Okay, so it's yesterday's numbers. As we would expect in the fourth quarter, we're seeing less available inventory because people aren't listing to make up in the same number for the sales that are going off the market, right? It's a slower time of year for listings. So that's what we're seeing. It's not horrible, by the way. I would have expected to see the pending numbers even lower, but again, I think for whatever reason, the summer was slow, and some of the people that would have worked in the market in the summer are doing it now. Okay, attached, same thing. Okay. So we have listed almost 7% more property. Pretty much across all the price points, we've listed more this year than last year. I had thought we would end up having absorption rates that were still in the 80 and 90% by the end of the year. We haven't seen that. What you can't see between these two slides are all the properties that were pulled off the market and or expired. So we listed 7% more, we sold less unit-wise. I do think this will be pretty even to last year by the time we get through December. And there's our absorption rates. If you've been around a while, this far into the year, to have absorption rates that are 20 to 30 points lower than they've been pretty much for the last 10 years is a little surprising. But it's just indicative the market has not picked up, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that. We talked last month about the reasons the withdrawing and cancels are so high, and a lot of it is insurance issues. Did Robert stay in the room? You weren't in here last month where it was, or last week. Everybody needs to give him a hug. Because I just realized this week. Oh, thank you. That was immediate.
I'm obedient.
I know probably more than me, just because the scope of his job as a broker, which by the way, I would never, ever, ever become a broker. But I know when my phone rings, I know it's a problem. Like, I don't know. Like, on my birthday, people might call me. But other than my birthday, it's always because something's on fire and is broken. And so, how do you think that tension goes through your mind?
We need to call you more with good news.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm saying that for me because I literally just had that realization this week that I'm always like this, and he's got to be. I think you're probably worse than me in that. So yeah, call him with good news. But the insurance cancellations are so frustrating. I was with Nicole at an escrow convention. Was that 3 weeks ago?
It was in November.
And we got access to the deputy insurance commissioner. And so we can get help from them anytime we need it. They pretty much pick up right away and they will get involved. If you get some shitty insurance quote and you call them, they will call the insurer and put pressure on them. I never do that.
Nice.
But they're trying to fix some of the problems.
There's 2 new laws that we'll discuss next week. This insurance and the balcony inspection with the HOAs are now going to be mandated by law. They have to divulge the report.
Yeah, she talked about that.
Because we've had troubles with cash flows.
All right, so anyway, absorption rates.
Another question?
Yeah, no.
Ashley, do you know what the absorption rate difference is between condos and detached properties?
I don't because I combine these. However, I'll tell you it's much lower on condos.
Do you think that it's, I know you said like 20%, I think, and below is a buyer's market. Do you think we're there on condos?
I do, yeah. And depending on the condo, of course, but in general, for sure. The median and average, I think, both price-wise moved backwards and the days on market is way up. We've known that. The last 2 years, the condo market's been depressed. I don't know when that's going to fix itself.
It's
gonna be years.
Right? It's the balcony inspections that's causing
That's
most of the
the
issues.
It's that, and it's a lot of the HOAs basically being insolvent.
Yeah, a lot of
Those are
really
first-time
bad.
buyers too, a lot of times.
That's our entry-level market, which is, that's the painful thing, because where's our middle tier gonna come from in the next 2 years? If we don't have people getting into affordable price points now,
So do you think that if you took the expireds and the withdrawn and the canceled and you added it to this listed numbers on a monthly basis, that we would actually be in a buyer's market at this point? Because that's not incorporated here, right? Because you're taking a snapshot of what's actively on the market versus what actively was sold, but you're not taking into account what was pulled off, which was at some point on there. If we were to add those numbers.
Look, if I go back, it's about 10% that are getting withdrawn. Okay, so that we know. I'm sorry, that are getting canceled. Only 5% that are getting withdrawn. The expireds, that's the only data point we're missing. So,
But you kick in an extra 15% on the listing side over there, then you're starting to push yourself towards a 30% range, the 40.
what's the 15%? This 15%.
Well, that 15% that you have a drop off, right?
In the
And you
Am I
add
going
that,
forward or
to
backward?
you add that to the listed side.
5 million and up, yes. You're getting close to that 20% mark, but everywhere else, we're still pretty strong. I mean, you could knock 40 points off most of those, we're still not off in a buyer's market.
Car
Now,
It doesn't feel like that.
quality.
It doesn't feel like it because look at what we were used to. Here, so litmus test. Condos are the exception. If we're thinking single-family homes, how many of you are still getting offers that are pretty close to your list price? Yeah, it's 97% or better. That's really what's going to tell you. If that was tanking, but our average price on houses, our median price on houses is going up, and the average list price to sales price ratio is still very high.
Plus you're spoiled to have such a short days on market. Like in Chicago, the days on market is 6 months.
Yeah.
Now it's Chicago, but we're spoiled out here. We think, oh, it doesn't sell them.
Yeah. Okay, listed by price point. That should make everybody feel good because, as I've been saying all year, you can't sell what you don't list. So at least we're getting the listing. I'd rather have a little bit of buildup of inventory, and every price point is higher than last year and the year before. So that's good. This is just for more contrast between the last 2 years. That's good. Now, where we're not selling everything, so not in every price point are we yet at last year's levels. But we picked up a lot of steam here this last month. Actually, in the SDAR, the last two slides, it says the fastest selling price point finally was the 250 and under in San Diego. Well. All right. Pretty even here. Just need a little bit more oomph here, which would make sense because the people who are most impacted by the high interest rates are going to be the people trying to qualify in here.
Yeah.
Okay, active inventory as of yesterday. I'm gonna go slow. This was last month. I didn't adjust the numbers on the side. So you have to actually look at these numbers. So it's a lot less than last month and the month before. And that's what we would expect because, again, fourth quarter, people don't list. How many of you have somebody who wants to list, but they're going to wait? Already they're saying we're going to wait till January. Yeah, that's very typical. Okay, there's condos, November. A little less than October, a little less than September. New listings. What do you see? So these were listings brought to the market in every October going back to 18.
It's higher than most October.
Well, it's higher than the last 4 years, 3 years. So we may kind of be coming out of that. Because again, these will eventually show up as sold properties.
Do you think that's because of lower rates or?
I think honestly what it is people froze unless they had life events that made them have to list in these last 3 years. They've been waiting. And I think people, you guys know, if you've got aspirations of your next move up property, from the time you have that first thought to the time you buy and sell, how long is that? Typically. A year at the most?
What was the question? Sorry.
So if you're a property owner and you go, oh, honey, I think we need a bigger house. From the time you have that thought to the time you decide to sell and then buy, how long is that window of time typically? I would say no more than a year for most people. Well, it's been 3 years because people are waiting for rates to come down.
They bought at a high price.
And most people have definitely made money over the last 3 years. But they are with a 2% rate and they don't want to go to a 6% rate. So they've been waiting, but you can only wait so long. If you popped out another baby and you need more room, right? And so I think that's just people waiting. And same thing happened if you remember back in 2008, 9, 10, people who were waiting. And then,
absolutely.
Yeah, we borrowed, then we had the tax incentive and we ended up borrowing buyers from the future because we gave them $10,000 to get into a house. But it was really that 3-year wait that we saw show up.
But our situation is like a couple of weeks ago, the prime rate was what, like 6.3, 6.5, now it's 7.0. So, like people are getting colder feet, but people with a lot of cash are not worried about it.
Well, and that's why we're seeing the movement in the upper price points and not as much in the lower price points, because those people have cash or they have a house they're selling that's giving them the cash to move up. Where are rates right now?
Low mid sixes for conventionals, and govies are still in the high five.
The challenge, and I said this last month, if the rates continue to kind of ease down, which I think they will, it's going to indicate that the rest of the economy is suffering. So we may get a little bit of a spurt in real estate, which would be nice to make up for the last 3 painful years, but it's still going to be the people of means with good. Interesting time.
$5 million house.
Yeah.
If you qualify.
Okay. So there's our actives. Again, better than the last couple of years, but look at how it came down. So, again, I believe this is gonna put pressure on the buyers in November and December because there's less inventory than they were used to through October. Because people aren't listing as much. So if there's smaller inventory but demand doesn't change, what happens to prices? And urgency. So I actually predicted that time on market will go, for houses, condos, different story, will go down by the end of the year. Because there's more competition for fewer homes. There's our pendings. This is just gonna show us where our income should be in November, right? If it was pending in October, then you get paid in November. Solds. So houses are up, condos are down. Median sales price. What do you guys think about that? Look at that line on the single family homes.
I'd like to see a trend line on that.
Yeah, I can put a trend line in there. What actually happened with houses, we had more sub 250 houses sell this last month than we've had in a long time. But are they houses?
Where were they? Mobile homes.
Some of them were cabins out in the Julian area, some were mobile homes, but the agents all put them in single family detached category. That's why that came down. Okay, so sometimes you gotta look a little bit deeper. The condos just came down because there's less demand for condos.
It doesn't look like it came down that much though, like it feels like it would have come, the condos would have come down more.
Why so?
Well, the condo market is just so.
It's very soft, and it's really soft in specific areas, right? But we're not gonna go backwards a lot in price because again, the demand, even think back to pre-22 when we were selling 20,000, 25,000 properties through the end of October, now we're at 17. Do you think we have a lot less buyers than we did when we were selling 25,000?
That qualify, yes.
A lot less?
Yeah, because you were, yeah. I think substantially less, because if you look at the prices from back then, and you're $100,000 to $150,000, oh, well, yeah, you were talking, what, 18, 19? Back then?
I didn't go back that far,
Sorry.
just where that line cut on my first slide where you could see the
22?
dramatic difference.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the affordability is just really tough for people right now. I don't know what it is, but.
But interest rates were
Well,
higher.
Interest rates were just as
But
high.
interest rates were higher in 22 when the prices were a little lower. So
Right.
financially, it was balancing to where the payments would be.
But people aren't working as much. Look at the unemployment. They aren't getting as many hours on their hourly jobs. They're not getting the jobs that they want, or they're not getting paid as much.
People are self-employed.
I mean.
Well, which is why I think when we go back to the absorption rates, in the lower prices, you're right. But this is a median. So the people who do have means, who are still buying the $1.5 million condo downtown, those are still transacting. So that's gonna keep this kind of there. Depending on, how is Savita doing? I don't know. I would guess that probably has
Gone down a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Not much.
I was gonna say just completely plateaued.
I have 3 sellers right now, one who bought in 2022, one in 2023, and one in 2024, who are all either on the market or wanting to sell. And all of them are going to probably be a short sale. Because even if the price has gone up 20 grand
Yes.
between all the costs and everything, and that, so it's hard to, I see what you're saying.
Well,
but
and this is only through right now, right?
Yeah.
We're still in a weird spot. This could go down a little bit more, and it's going to be specific condos
Yeah.
and the lower price ones.
Yeah.
Average, same thing. Now, this is actually, if I go back here, so the median is still up year over year, but the average isn't. That to me means more. It's the first time in a long time, year over year, we've been behind. That's where, when I pulled these, I went, that shows you how soft the condo market is. And if somebody really has to sell, well, they're taking less. The average sales price to list price ratio is coming down on condos. It's at just over, I think, 96%. It's probably going to be in the 94s, which is, we haven't seen 94s in a long time.
I would also argue that even if it's in any HOA, it's taking longer to sell, because we just canceled one, or it expired, and we're just gonna wait. Because it's, even though the HOA fees are minimal, it's just like, it's not getting any traction, and it's priced aggressively, so.
Yeah.
I think anything is much
So it goes back to what Ed was saying, there probably are a lot less people who can qualify, but that's gonna be in our entry level, which is sub 6.
And the comfort zones, and there's such a bigger discrepancy now between monthly payments on a house, or if you're looking at two condos, right, and you're looking at renting a condo versus buying a condo, right, that discrepancy's gotten real.
It has.
Before, it used to be really close.
Well, our rental market has really softened. With all the rental units that have been built here in the last 2 years, they flooded the market. And especially on condos or apartments, the rental market the prices have come down.
You show someone that condo, that you can buy and pay $5,000 for it, or you can rent it for half, right? Yeah. So it's.
And by the way, that's likely going to get worse because, this is Broadstone right here that just went up. I don't know how many units that is, but they're rental units.
Yeah.
And there's more of those projects coming on. So, again, property type and the condo, it's going to be soft for a while. I don't know when it will correct itself. And there's a lot of factors. It's not just the building of the apartment units, but it goes back to the example Robert had of the insurance. You get a $4,000 quote on a condo, right? So it's insane. Months of available inventory has come down a little bit, as it should, in the last quarter of the year. And there you go, 96.6% sales price to original list price on condos. Healthy is 97 to 99, 97 to 100. Houses are still right there. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you do the math, it's a lot of money. Right? What's our average condo? Yeah, it's down from 816 to 802. What is 4%, 3.5% of that?
28,000.
4% is 32.
Okay.
Yeah,
So call it 28.
28,000.
Thanks, Rain Man. So 28,000.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of money when you're selling a $400,000? How much was yours? $400,000 condo? That's a lot. Or $800,000 condo. That's a lot of money that we missed the price by. What did you start at with your one in North?
450.
450, and you got down to 4.
We had to skew the numbers, Judy.
It was in March, okay?
Things were looking better back then.
He was kidding, but it's indicative of when you have a market that is that soft and you've got people who are just scraping by to buy it.
Those are tough conversations to have.
Yeah. All right, price per square foot, down on condos a little, which of course is going to be, and flattened out a little bit on houses, but still $660 compared to, I didn't put it in. So 10 years ago, basically we've doubled from October 13, so 12 years. What I wanted you to see, when was this? October 07. What was going on on in October '07?
Oh, I can tell
Which
you.
is last.
Short sale.
Collapse, people were in short sale.
Well, I'll say they weren't quite yet. That's when we felt it. 2005 and 6 were really good. They kind of felt like 2020, 2021. And then things started to shift early 27. I'm sorry, early 2007. But we were all going, oh, it'll get better next month. Oh, it'll get better next month. And by October, the banks started closing. So we weren't yet in short sale or foreclosure hell, but that was the start. I remember it distinctly because I was team leader and I thought it was the easiest job in the world until October 2007. Then it became really hard because we didn't know, none of us who were in the business had ever, nobody on the planet had experienced that collapse.
No,
And then it was a free fall. Now,
if you were buying though, like in 2004, 2005, people were offering you like any mortgage deal for, you know, a high priced house and you were right in. So of course the falling out was gonna come in a few years. But I had a neighbor across the street from me that did that and he lasted about 3 years in his house and him and his wife had to sell their house in short sale and move.
Yeah.
So.
There were so many factors here, but most of it was crappy loans. Predatory loans.
Big time.
And that showed up and it tanked our values. So how far did we go down? From $354 a square foot for condos all the way down to $200 a square foot in a year and a half. That was a free fall. That was a big shift. Now, how long did it take us to get back? So this is April '09. Took 6 years to just get back to those prices. And then, so that's, we'll call it 15. What year is this?
2025, almost 2026.
So that's 10 years ago, and looks what has happened in that 10 years. Why? We fell like a rock, nice gradual comeback to the 15, and then the skyrocketing from 15 to now. What factors do you think led to that? Because that's a pretty mean trajectory.
Interest rate.
Well, interest rates were low here, so that definitely contributed to that spike.
Lack of inventory.
So likely, there'll be some adjustment like that, but likely that line's gonna continue to go up because we don't have enough for sale inventory. We haven't been building the units we need to meet the basic living demands of the population of San Diego. Now, I know Ed always says, how is that sustainable? It's not going to probably peak like that again, but it's gonna continue to inch up because supply and demand. And again, in my lifetime, we're not gonna build enough housing.
You don't have the space to build.
I actually think we do. We don't have the will to do what it will take to open up that space.
Unless you tear down 4 units and build 30.
That or expand out.
Yeah.
You know, where I'm at, it's a minimum lot size of an acre. It doesn't need to be that. But the county doesn't want to do that. So what will we face? Increasing prices with seasonal shifts. But like I said, if I go back to the median price, that's the first, or the average on condos, the first year-over-year regression that we've seen in a long time.
Plus the Fed's pumping money back into the economy through QE. That should help hard assets go up.
There's so many things. I mean, that part of the pain of this year has just been the unpredictability of everything. So I think that's why the summer was slow, because people are waiting for something, but they're like, well, just things that are coming out now, floating the 50-year possible mortgage. Yeah.
That's stupid.
So dumb. It's so dumb, and yet if it happens, what do you think will happen to prices?
It'll go up. It will happen. It's inevitable. It will happen.
Then the price is going to go up, and it's going to not make it more affordable. So crazy.
It's stupid.
So what's the message?
Well, that's what it just said.
So what's the message, guys? You've got first time buyers, which there's not a lot of, but let's say you've got first time buyers and they're nervous. What are you saying to them?
Buy and hold.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's all gonna be good.
It's all gonna be okay, with the exception of condos. If somebody's buying a house, you can't rent a house for what you can buy a house. That's still true. Condos, you can get a much better deal if you're renting. I mean, you just talked about somebody who made $300,000 in
Yeah.
60 days.
Super smart.
Well, the strategies need to change.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And if you have your toolbox full of things like that where you can get a little bit creative, you're going to sell more real estate and help more people. And I'm going to go.
You gotta be talking about the true cost of ownership too, because, you know, if you're not explaining that to people and you don't know how, you're leaving clients sitting there not knowing that at the end of the day, they're actually gonna be deducting so much from their taxes that paying for that home is not really that out-of-pocket dollar that they're paying every month, because they're gonna get a chunk of it back.
Well, yes, and unique to our market, Southern California market, you're giving up so much appreciation. Because it's going to continue to appreciate because we can't build enough. That's the message I want you to be comfortable telling people. You have an asset, once you buy, then it's going to appreciate because it's a rarity. How many use this? Like, this would be a social media post I would be making, as long as you feel comfortable explaining it. Because the numbers are shocking. We're in this business, and those numbers are shocking.
So Ashley, which one are you projecting, the top one or the bottom one?
I'm not projecting either. I'm just applying math and recent history. So the top one is just what's happened here in the last 10 years. I don't know what the hell's going to happen next year, Robert. But I know somewhere between those two is likely what's going to happen. Because history tells a story. And I know the one big factor to our affordability problem is supply. And I know it's going to take, even if everybody on the city council and then the county government said, okay, we're going to fix this affordability problem, it's going to take at least 10 years to build enough units, if not 20. So if you have buyers who are like, okay, where were you? You don't get to answer, and you don't get to answer. A couple more of you back there. Where were you 20 years ago? If you lived in San Diego 20 years ago, were there? Yeah, there's a bunch of you who don't get to answer. Can you look back and go, man, I wish I would have bought that property?
Yeah.
I did, but I wish I didn't let go of it.
So because we have the wisdom of that much life experience, as long as you are able to make your payment comfortably, you're not stretching yourself too far, why waste this? The guy who built my house built it in 2005. What year is this?
2025.
He built that house for $310,000.
Really?
Yeah,
How much is it worth now?
1.4 million. Now, I've added an ADU, so that goes into that, but even without the ADU, it'd probably be 1.1.
Good for you.
It's not me. That's time. Because we live in our house hard. Like, I was thinking that last night. I see so many of you who've got like these perfect houses. I'm like, what? I want to be comfortable.
I've not been in my house.
And now, unfortunately, with the rents being so low, it's hard for property owners who have second properties, investment properties, to have renters in there to pay the mortgage. So they're left with the decision of either I pay 2 mortgages or I sell, which is what happened to my previous seller. I helped her buy here in San Diego,
She loved it, she wanted to keep it. I kept encouraging her to try to keep it in case she came back someday or just as an investment property. But she bought another home out of state and the rent would just, she couldn't get enough to pay the mortgage completely, and it's not.
And again, that's a unique thing in San Diego because we had all this influx of apartment building. I mean, if you have not lived in San Diego more than a couple years, you don't understand what it looked like. All of Metro was not multi-story. I don't even know. Anybody have a guess how many thousands of units have gone in just in 92103, 104?
So do you think that they're building
so
those?
many buildings going up.
Yes.
It's crazy.
So that's good to know, and it's a good point, Karina. If you've got people who are owners of income property, maybe time to say, maybe you want to repurpose 1031 and get out of here. If we're serving our clients, because the prices on multifamily, if it's condo-like, it's gonna go down.
Or you think that they're building and holding them as apartments for 10 years so that they get past that litigation?
I think some are.
Then they'll convert it, so they're like kind of building it condo style, calling them apartments, renting them out for 10 years, and then they'll release them as condo units.
We had this conversation
Yes.
8 years ago. No, me and Greg. I remember sitting there talking to him and being like, hey, what about all the condos downtown? You think they're holding them on for 10 years and you hit 22, 23, and these things are going to get blown out and we're going to have an influx of. None of it happens.
It seems easier to get for rent as opposed to for sale.
The doors, it doesn't make sense for a builder to build anything less than $700,000 anymore.
You get past that litigation point too.
Well, yeah, I mean.
You'll see some of them come to market for sure, because they're gonna wanna cash out. If you look at what, even with us coming down a little bit in condo prices, your entry-level condo is now, old, that's an old condo. Entry-level new, 700, 800,000. So, if the rents continue to go down, more of them will do that. Is it gonna flood the market and bring prices down? Depends on the timing of it. But then there's the other school of thought that these big corporations are just trying to make us all renters. So they wanna have all that property. It's 10 years out, we don't know. But what I do know is owning something you live in is not a bad thing in San Diego. Like, it's always a good thing. Especially at 2.5%. No, it's all right. But by the way, just another plug, we haven't talked about it in a while, and we need to, maybe remind me, we need to talk about more seller solutions for you guys. That's the company that allows you to take their 2.5%, a seller's 2.5% loan and absorb it, usually for a 5-year term. For your own property to live in, might be something to explore. Okay, questions? 229, perfect. Wow. 230. Did it just change? We need a clock.
Noting that.